Today, it's extremely tempting to buy things, especially when you have money. There have never been so many things to buy in history before. And companies are fighting to get your money, and they are producing more products and services than ever. 30 years ago, there were no sport cameras to buy, there were no expensive smartphones, drones, smartwatches, iPads, robot cleaners, and other gadgets from Amazon or China, or the endless choice of new products on Kickstarter. And the number of services like restaurants, home delivery services, online entertainment, and the list is really endless today. And many of these things are not even useful. In fact, I think most of them are completely useless. We would think that today people are living a much better life because these endless choices of products and services make your life better. But I don't believe that this is the case. They might seem fun and exciting, but they don't really make people happier. People are in a delusion that spending more money equals happiness, but this is not true. What I think is that many of these products are created for the sole purpose of getting your money. Companies are not created with the purpose of making you happy. They are created with the purpose of generating money for the owners. They are created with the purpose of making the owners wealthier. Of course, I'm not saying that all companies are producing completely useless products, but the number of these companies are really high. And there's another important thing you need to be aware of. You probably noticed that online ads are getting really advanced now. It feels like they can read your mind and they know what you want to buy. And sometimes it even feels like they know what you want even before you know it. And this is because Facebook and Google collect a lot of data about you. What websites you visit, what are your preferences, what products you are looking for, and many other things. And there's even a rumor that these companies listen to your conversations using your smartphone's microphone even when you are not using your phone. Based on this data, they can show you ads that are most relevant for you. And I'm not saying that this is a bad thing. In fact, I prefer seeing ads of products that I'm interested in. The problem comes from not knowing what you really need and what products are completely useless for your life. So we live in a world where they create an endless number of exciting and new products, and they use advanced marketing techniques to reach you with the most relevant products. In this world, you can lose a lot of money if you are not conscious of this. So it's very easy and very tempting to spend all your money and even get loans, which is even worse. Getting a loan for consuming more is one of the worst things you can do financially. And if you spend your money on things you don't really need, you are on the wrong side of this game. Because there are two sides here. First, there are people who own companies, and those companies create products and services to generate money. For example, Pepsi produces and sells beverages and snacks. And the other side is the group of people who buy things from these companies. Money flows from the second group to the first group. The first group of people uses their hard-earned money to buy stocks of companies like Starbucks, Pepsi, or Apple. And the second group of people uses their hard-earned money to buy a coffee at Starbucks, to buy an iPhone, or to buy snacks. If you buy stocks, you buy assets that will generate money for the rest of your life. But if you spend your money on things you don't need, you lose that money forever. And in order to have more money, you need to work again. They say that you have a finite number of years in your life, and if you waste your time, you cannot replace it. It's gone forever. But I think that this is the same with money. You need to be really smart about how you spend your money until you are not financially independent, because that's the most important thing about saving and investing money. The more money you save and invest, the sooner you will reach financial independence and the less you will need to work for money in the future. And the more money you spend on unnecessary things, the later you will reach it and the more time you will need to work for money. Instead of wasting your money, you can put it into assets that are generating money for you, and you can create a passive income source for yourself. When people think about saving money, they think about it as a sacrifice. When you save money, you have to sacrifice getting an exciting new camera or a car or maybe an exotic vacation. But the truth is, you are sacrificing something either way. If you save and invest your money, sure, you can't buy that shiny new thing that would make you happy. But when you spend your money instead of investing it, you are sacrificing many things too. You are sacrificing being financially independent sooner, you are giving up getting wealthier, you are sacrificing earning more money in the future, you are sacrificing a passive income source. So when you want to buy something today, first think about it, which one is the bigger sacrifice. Spending the money on a $40,000 car that will only cost you even more money and it will worth zero after 10 years. Or instead of buying a car, you put that money into stocks that will generate you money for the rest of your life. Which one is the bigger sacrifice? I think it's not a question.